Good morning. Welcome to Allen Avenue Unitarian Universalist in-person and online worship. Whether it's your first time here or you've been coming for years, we're glad you're here. My name is Bill Burge. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm serving as this morning's worship associate. We are a growing community that transforms lives through the power of love. Our mission calls us to celebrate diversity, to encourage spiritual growth, and to perform social responsibility while we care for the earth. Welcome to those at home who are joining us on Zoom today. Anyone attending for the first time, please go to our website and fill out the welcome card so we can stay in contact. First announcement is my voice is hoarse. I'm sorry about that. I was doing a little yelling yesterday. From the Social Justice Committee, some of us have been attending meetings with Greater Portland Multi-Faith Community, also known as the Greater Portland Faith Organization, a group that collaborates on justice efforts and works to break down silos between congregations. We now have beautiful lawn signs that will display our solidarity across miles. Signs are available for purchase, $15. Just see a member of our social justice team. Now we invite you to take this opportunity to silence your cell phones so that we can all be fully present. After the service, please grab a cup of coffee or tea and stay for conversation, or head down and join the brown bag lunch. Those on Zoom can stay on and connect with one another. Now let us center our hearts and minds with the sound of the singing bowl.
Good morning. Good morning. Happy June 15th. Happy Father's Day. Happy summer. I'm Reverend Tara. I use they, them pronouns. I serve as the minister here at Allen Avenue, A2U Church, or A2U2 for short. And today is special. It's the last service of this formality, not that we're super formal around here, of the program year, and this coming Sunday, the 22nd, is the beginning of our summer, our church summer, so committees quiet down a bit, some of them don't, and some of them just get louder. And we have a lay-led summer worship series. Actually, I will be here next week leading worship, but it'll be a little bit of a non-traditional service, so I hope you will join. And then the rest of the summer will be led by fabulous leaders from our community who are sharing their gifts, their reflections with you. So please join us every Sunday at 10 a.m. But this is the last of this particular kind for this year, so welcome. This worship experience is designed with all ages in mind, so there is no separate RE program this morning. If, however, any of our kids would like to play in the nursery, they can head that way and find an usher to help at any point. That being said, it is truly a joy to welcome friends of all ages here in the sanctuary this morning. We remember that the wiggles and noises and chirps and all the kinds of noises that kids make among us are a joyful reminder of the life and vibrancy of this multi-generational community where all are welcome. A noisy church is a healthy, happy church. Amen. Today, we celebrate the Unitarian Universalist Flower Communion. We'll share its origin story with you, told by UU minister Kim Walshetsky, with songs, reflection, and movement interspersed throughout. Reverend Kim writes, "People often wonder what depth of history we have as Unitarian Universalists, what rituals, symbols, what ancestry we can sink into week after week that connects us to something larger and longer. Today's service reminds us that for over 100 years, Unitarians, Universalists, and Unitarian Universalists have been weaving a deep theology of beauty, love, and hope. It is in the spirit of beauty, love, and hope that we gather today. So friends, come. You are joyfully called to worship. Our opening hymn is number 1008 in your teal hymnal and up on the screen, When Our Heart is in a Holy Place. Dale will play it through once, and then you're invited to rise in spirit or body as we join our voices in song.
Thank you.
I turned it off because I didn't want it to pick up my singing.
Aw, I'm sure your singing is lovely. Norbert and Maya Chapek, two of the great names of our tradition, are at the forefront of today's story and celebration. Norbert was a Catholic, then a Baptist. Actually, he became ordained as a Baptist minister. And then, as the story goes, due to his wife's influence and the influence of free Christianity, just a plain old heretic. Right, some of us can relate. He grew more and more progressive and more anti-clerical, knowing in his bones and his heart that true religion came from the actions of its people, not its priests. This wasn't such a simple thing in Norbert's time to minimize clergy, to question authority, to consider other ways of doing things. It was 1914 in Germany. Norbert Chapek's writings had gotten attention from a lot of people, and some people with a lot of power. And after enough unfavorable attention from the German authorities, Norbert and his first wife, Marie, and their 8 children fled to the United States. This story begins over 100 years ago, but we can hear and feel its echoes today. Things didn't get simpler for Norbert and the U.S. His wife died soon after their arrival, and the Baptist Church's dislike of his teachings seemed to follow him to the new land. He faced 2 heresy trials before resigning from the ministry officially. He met Maya, and they married. And Maya is no small character in this story or ours. Together, they discovered Unitarianism in Orange, New Jersey. And remember, they didn't just casually find their way to Orange, New Jersey, Unitarian Church. Norbert's biography says he had been led to the Unitarian Church by their children's enthusiasm for the church's religious education program. Think who might be our next great prophet, and all because you came for your kids. Also, they didn't just discover Unitarianism. Norbert became ordained, and so did Maya. In 1921, the couple decided to return to Prague, in large part to bring their new faith back to their homeland. And just as they dreamt, the church grew rapidly. They purchased a large building that sat at the foot of the Charles Bridge and called it Unitaria. It was here in this space with these people, in a country formed in the aftermath of war, where priest and person were struggling with questions of belonging, of identity, of trust, and anxiety. It was here where people knew who they wanted to be, how they wanted to be, but the pressures of the tumultuous world around them unrooted them, left them uncertain and afraid. It was here that our flower ceremony began.
Norbert and Maya created this ritual to respond to the questions about how to be a community who welcomed not only these questions and uncertainties, but also the diversity among them. They took what was the traditional bread and wine ritual of the Christian tradition, but played with it. They knew their community was too heretical for that now, and too resistant to these usual symbols. So instead, they turned to the beauty of nature. Each person was invited to find a flower of any shape or size, color, or sense. It didn't matter, as long as the person believed it to be beautiful. And then they were to bring it to church. The flower, Norbert explained, was meant to affirm that each of us not only has a piece of the truth and a unique sense of what beauty means, but that we can still seek such beauty, find such beauty, hold it as true. Before the people came, it is said that the Chopeks put a big table in the middle of the worship space and on it, a large vase. The people were invited to place their flowers into it. This was meant to symbolize their free choice to enter into community alongside all the other people who saw beauty in their own way, who also placed a flower within the vase too. A free church where people freely choose to be together across their differences, where people learn that difference is beautiful, that difference can be a blessing. Eventually, the flowers were taken to the front of the church, and everyone in the congregation said a prayer of dedication for the flowers, but of course symbolic of the people, symbolic of us. with all of our different textures and shapes, with our flimsiness and persistence. More than 100 years of choice, and celebrating that we choose one another. It was June 24th, 1923, when this ritual was first expressed. And now, 102 years later, we also bring our flowers forward to be dedicated. Most of you have already brought your flowers forward despite my directions. But for those of you who haven't, let's get a couple of volunteers as Dale plays a brief moment of music to collect the final flowers and bring them forward. Let's sing. Number 16 in your gray hymnal or up on the screen, "'Tis a Gift to Be Simple." Dale will play it through once. I'm sure most of you know it, so rise when you want and we'll sing together. Let us give thanks for a bouquet of people. We give thanks for children like tulips and iris. They multiply around us, making the world even more filled with color, beauty, and new life. May we bless them as they replant themselves ever further from us, knowing that they need their own space to grow into. We give thanks for generous friends, as constant in bloom as echinacea, and whose gifts lift up our bodies and spirits. We give thanks for feisty friends, as indomitable as geraniums, and for continuous friends who, like bittersweet and ivy, hold on and never let go. For crotchety friends, as prickly as rose bushes, their beauty a secret that is only discovered through careful gardening. For surprising friends who at first glance seem dour and then blossom into joy as quickly as forsythia. For funny friends, silly as snapdragons, and serious friends, complex as chrysanthemums. For comfortable friends, their gentle presence as soothing as the sweet smell of lilacs. For stormy weather friends who stand by us in hard times, like lily of the valley that cannot be deterred by shade or shadow. For loving friends who wind around us like wisteria and embrace us despite our blights, wilts, and witherings. And finally, forget-me-not friends, gone but never forgotten. Their beauty lives on in our memories and in our hearts. And for this bouquet of people who brighten our lives each in their own way, we give thanks. Amen.
Now is the time in our service where we engage in the spiritual practice of generosity. Our gifts support the ministries of this congregation and our work in the broader community. Each week, 1/3 of our offering is given away to a local organization doing work to advance our shared value in the world. This month's Share the Plate recipient is Portland Gear Hub, a not-for-profit bike and outdoor gear shop whose mission is to provide equitable access to outdoor experiences and gear promoting well-being, sustainability, and resilient communities. Donations can be made now as the basket is passed through the donate button on our website or if you are a member on Breeze. And remembering to make note that Share the Plate. If you are visiting us for the first time this morning, please know that your presence is your gift to us. At this time, our offering will be collected and gratefully received.
The story of the Chopeks of Nora and Maya and of our flower ceremony doesn't end where we left off, with beautiful flowers on a table. Remember, while the ritual is beautiful, the purpose is beautiful. This is not a simple story. In 1930, the Czech government officially recognized the Unitarian Church of Czechoslovakia. By 1939, Maya returned to the United States to raise funds for relief efforts, and while doing so, she served as minister of the New Bedford, Massachusetts congregation. But Norbert didn't go back to the United States, and by 1941, he and his daughter were arrested by the Gestapo, who confiscated his books and sermons. He was charged with listening to foreign broadcasts, a capital crime. But as Nazi court records show, they believed his gospel of the inherent worth and beauty of every person to be too dangerous to be allowed to live. He was imprisoned first, and writings tell us that even then, even there, even at the brink of certain death, he ministered choicefully. He found beauty and taught others to as well. Chopek conducted this flower ceremony, with other prisoners in Dachau using blades of grass. Survivors wrote they found flowers among the weeds.
102 years ago, and each year since, the Chopek's flower ceremony has been enacted by people coming forward or crawling forward to receive a flower that was given by another, a flower that you could not choose. We each bring beauty to this space and give it freely. We don't know who will receive us, our offering, but we trust that we will be appreciated, held with care, seen for our vibrancy, our tenacity, and our ability to grow. We each also bring wilty parts of us, sharp parts of us, smelly parts of us that could use some tenderness or trimming. We don't know who will receive us, but we trust that we will be held with care. Folks here in the sanctuary, in just a moment, you are invited to come forward to our table, walking, crawling, whatever it takes, to receive a flower. And after you've received your flower, I invite you to return to your seats and consider the known and unknown blessing of what you have given and now received. Within our hands, we hold the resurrection of the world. Transient and imperfect, these blossoms are still gifts of infinite value, like ourselves. May these flowers serve as a reminder as they allow themselves to open to the heavens. Let us then also open ourselves to mystery and wonder, for the resurrection of the world is at our fingertips. Our worship has ended, and our service begins. Stop, stop, stop. Did you really think we were going to let you get away with 40 years of service without getting totally embarrassed?
Actually, what I was planning was that I was going to be standing up when it happened, and when you said 40, I was going to fall on the floor.
Go sit in Rick's seat, please.
Oh, no.
One piece that he's really good at is on moving our future.